Hi and welcome back to my podcast. Today we're going to be talking about how my production skills developed throughout my coursework project. So I'd like to start at the very beginning when I first used Blogger as the main platform for this project. It was my very first attempt at filmmaking and I'd never used Blogger software before. However, thankfully I was given an overview of Blogger software at school that enabled me to construct my site and then begin to post. At the start it was difficult to use until I became more familiar with the conventions of layout and design. In relation to my audiovisual skills development, I initially used a digital camera but then diverted to an iPhone to film. This was dictated in part by project locations that changed, and in addition to this I'd never used a digital camera before. It meant that I ended up filming half the footage landscape and half the footage portrait. I decided that my existing filming skills meant that I would achieve my desired outcome more successfully with a smartphone because there was no significant depth of field and no big establishing shots. And this is what I was used to filming with. I was also able to combine handheld filming with tripod filming that enabled me to develop my skills. I also had the flexibility and portability of a small up-to-date iPhone 14 camera with a good quality lens. Similarly, with never having used Blogger before, my editing skills at the start were very much at baseline. I had never used the software before and I needed some technical help initially, e.g. how to place a title, but the longer I spent using the software, the more I became more familiar with it, and I was then able to not only make my own decisions, but also technically complete the work. I found the timeline fairly straightforward and also my ability to order and structure clips to ensure narrative continuity. With some of the tools I was able to research their function and adjust my application of them accordingly. Towards the end of editing my film, I was able to be more independent and exert more creative control over my project. It became more personal as I was able to technically develop my initial ideas linked to how I wanted the film to be edited. I also study music technology, where we use a range of audio editing software. This enabled me to develop a more sophisticated grasp of audio-visual editing software, as I was already familiar with digital editing audio applications like Logic Pro that had a familiar interface. Music tech also helped me to understand the relationship between the visuals and the mood and tone of a song. I researched many songs looking for one in particular that would match my chosen genre, which is a romantic drama, but also a song that would enable me to film quirky moments within the narrative. Music technology allowed me to understand parallel editing and mirror the feel I wanted for my film. Thank you for listening to my skills development overview, and I hope you enjoy the film.